Okay, so I created a Exam1Review using a Kahoot game, and I thought it would be the best way to practice for the exam. I would rather I'll give you the link. I'll post the link in the announcements and also email it to you, and then I'll have you play it for yourself. So the questions, you already have a practice exam on Canvas, and I would recommend that you practice that as many times as you have availability. I believe it's been set up to so that you can practice it for about 10 times or something like that. But go through it a couple of times, and I think you'll see that the pattern of the questions are kind of similar to what you will see here as well. So rather than go through all these questions, I'd rather have you just play them and then practice here as well. I'll give you the link. You can play it unlimited times. Some of the questions I'd like you to pay attention to are the questions at the bottom here. And these are problem solving questions, but you may not see similar problems in any of your chapters. However, you know, they they're based on measurements and conversion factors and dimensional analysis. So for example, something like this, see if I can pull it up. So it says that doctor ordered Dilantin 100 milligrams, PO means orally by mouth, for the patient to take it daily. And the availability of the med was 0.5 grams per capsule. How many capsules per dose? All right. So the you from the answers, it tells you how many capsules you need per dose. That's your desired unit. All right. So you've been the patient needs 100 milligrams, but what you have availability is in every one capsule there's only 0.5 milligrams. All right. So basically you are taking the and then make sure about the grams and the milligrams. All right. So convert this milligrams to grams. All right. And then after you do that, convert it into grams by dividing it by 1,000. So basically you have 0.1 gram. Okay. So you're dividing that by the 0.5, and then you'll end up with the correct answer of the 0.2 caps per dose. Okay. So always look at what the desired unit should be, and that's how you can set up the problem. All right. Again, like here, now this you would have probably not encountered a problem such as this. But again, look at the units. The answers are in GTT per minute, right? So you've been given 3 liters, which is 3,000 ml, to be infused over 24 hours. So 24 times 60, because you need to convert the hours into minutes. So that's 1,440 minutes. So 3,000 divided by the 1,440 minutes, that will give you mil per minute. But then you want the final answer in GTT per minute, all right? So that after dividing this mil by the minutes, you multiply it by 10, and then that will come to the correct answer in GTT per minute. Again, once you set up the problem, you look at what the desired unit is, you'll be able to figure it out. So some of these Problems are, I would say, non-traditional because it's not coming from directly from your book, but you're applying the knowledge that you obtained from your book. And for those of you going into nursing and other health related fields, this will have a lot of significance because this is the type of problem solving you will encounter or you'll be required to do. All right. So just look at what the problem is asking you, look at the units, and then make sure that you do the conversions. And by the way, teaspoon. No, teaspoon is not a traditional unit, but however, 5 ml corresponds to a teaspoon. All right. So again, the exam doesn't have a lockdown browser, so you're able to look up any kind of resource of your choice, and you should be able to figure out the answer. Okay, so again, there is really, rather than me playing the game for you, I'd rather you play the game yourself. And so you'll be encountering questions similar to this, and I would suggest you play it several times so that you kind of get the hang of what kind of questions to expect in the upcoming online exam. The online exam is scheduled to be on February 16th, so that's Saturday, and I believe your chapter 5 assignments are due on that same Saturday. The exam will open up on the Friday before midnight. So it'll open up at midnight, February 15th, Friday, and then it'll remain open all day Saturday on the 16th until midnight, at which point it'll shut down. I suggest you give yourself the time allotted for the exam is 75 minutes. So I suggest you find yourself a chunk of time and know you can't stop and stop the exam, save it, and then come back to it. So make sure you have that 75 minutes to, or it may not take you 75 minutes. If there are problems that take a little bit extra time, you can always come back to it. But roughly you need to spend about a minute or a minute and a half per question. If it's something descriptive, you might be able to go through it fast, spending less than a minute, and those that require you to do some problem solving, it might take an extra amount of time. So make sure that you time yourself. Speed and accuracy is what you're looking for. And there are 50 questions, and the time allotted is 75 minutes. The questions are all scrambled, so no two people in the class will get the same kind of questions. They're being pulled out of a bank of questions that I created. So the order of the answers might also be scrambled. The type of questions each person gets is also probably different. You might get the exact same question, but in a different order. Again, it depends on Canvas, the way I've programmed it to pick up those questions. All right. Okay. So with that, I'm going to end this video. There isn't really much to say about it. Again, those energy problems, make sure you're applying the formulas, etc. But otherwise, it should be straightforward. This exam, most people do quite well. It's the first exam, and the topics are relatively not that difficult. So you should all be able to do quite well. If you miss the deadline on Saturday the 16th at midnight, and you are requesting a makeup, remember, according to the syllabus, you need to make those requests, and then it'll take me a week to set it up. It'll be set up in the library, the Bellon College library, and it'll be closed book. Okay, so it'll be in your best interest not to miss the deadline, to get it done within the deadline. Okay, right, I'm going to stop this video now, and I'll send you the link. Okay, thank you.